So now you can go ahead.
Okay, so you provided me access, right?
Yeah, you can control them.
It's not working then. Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about the AMIs, right? So let's click on the AMIs created by. Okay, so just last time I told you about the AMIs. AMIs are nothing but it is like the machine images. Okay, so like we have the Windows, Ubuntu, Linux, Fedora, and whatever flavor we have of the Linux and Windows, so that is the same. Okay, so why we need AMIs? So whenever we are launching any of the virtual machine, so on that virtual machine we need to install some operating system. Like suppose I am using the Windows. Okay, so suppose I am using Windows 8. Okay, and I want to upgrade it to Windows 9 or Windows 10. So what we will do, we boot that particular window and we install the fresh window, so our like it will upgrade to 9 to 10. Okay, so if we don't have the operating system, we can't do anything. Okay, so same thing. So you, if you have your own server, okay, and after that if you want to implement anything, if you want to use anything, so you need to install any of the operating system. Okay, so AMIs are that only. So you can use any of the Linux, like there are lots of the available in market, like the Red Hat Linux, and Amazon Linux, Kali Linux, Fedora, Ubuntu. So all these are the Linux flavor only. Okay, so there are few free tier. Mostly all the Linux flavor are the free open source only. That means just you need to go to their website and you can download it. Okay, it won't charge for anything, and you can use it according to your requirement and according to your operating system. But suppose you want that if you face any issue in future, so for that purpose you need any enterprise version. Okay, because if you talk about the enterprise level applications and the free tier applications, so there is one main difference between both of these. So there are lots of the open tools available in market right now. Like we have the Kubernetes, also kind of the open source. Okay, Kubernetes and Prometheus, Grafana, they are the open source. So you can download, anyone can download, and anyone can use and implement that particular software and tools in their system. But the only thing is, if they face any issue, so there will be no any enterprise support available for that particular open source tools. Okay, so what mostly company will do, mostly company will use their enterprise level of operating system. So I hope you heard about the Red Hat. So Red Hat is one type of the Linux operating system, but Red Hat has their own enterprise version. So that means whoever want to purchase their license, they need to pay for Red Hat. So what feature they will get, they will get some extra feature. So suppose you want to implement new changes, suppose you are using any version of the Linux 2.2. Now your particular operating system and your application want to upgrade it to 2.4. Okay, so you can directly create a ticket with the Red Hat team, so they will help you. So that facility will not available on the open source. Okay, so this type of options are also available. And I'm talking about the AMIs. Okay, so you can create your own AMIs also. So how you can create it is pretty straightforward. Suppose you can create launch instance from AMI. So this will be the free tier, right? So I think it won't allow us to create anything, but yeah, you can create and you can do suppose you want to create any of the operating system, and you want that that particular OS will have predefined MuleSoft all the tar files and all these files, and whenever anyone will use, they need to use that particular AMI only. So you can create it and you can push that AMIs here only. So whoever want to install any of the operating system to their server, they can directly use that AMI which have the MuleSoft configuration. So like that also we can configure. Now how I want to secure that my particular AMI. Okay, so there is no other way like we can secure, because how you can secure that particular AMI? Okay, you can't take the backup of the directly AMI because it will be incremental changes. Right now, suppose version 1 is running, and tomorrow someone come and update new things, so the new version will be applicable. So it is not possible to tag the daily backups or all do this kind of activity. So for that purpose, we are taking the snapshots. Okay, so snapshot we can see snapshot. So all the volume where the AMI's storage are data are stored, we can take the snapshot of their storage and we can cron it. So basically we can automate it with the help of the script. So suppose I want that on every day around 9:30 that particular job will run, and it will just take the incremental data. If there is any new update, so it will take it and it will storage. So suppose in future if anything goes wrong, so we have the backup, and with the help of that snapshot we can again spin up our AMI with the latest changes. So basically this is for that purpose we are using the snapshot. I hope like it makes sense and you understand.
Yeah. Okay, maybe in this particular like EC2 instance part, one more thing I want to know, like whenever we are creating any virtual machine, okay, or maybe operating system, so few things we keep in mind based on the applications and software we are going to install. That is CPU, how many vCores are there. Then second thing is RAM, and third thing about storage, like you can say hard drive. So how we
Yes,
can check
exactly.
what instance we have created, how many CPU, vCores, and other things are there?
Like how can you please repeat your question?
Like where we can check actually at the time of installation, it asks to
Yes.
select the type of instance and all, and it has, I
uh,
think, inbuilt those things where I can
hmm.
check all this after creating the instance.
So you can log into that particular instance and you can run the command like if config or uname -a. So you will get all the details, right?
Okay, let
In
me
Linux.
do this. So here you are saying,
Yes. So which,
say,
okay,
this one is
this is your
powered.
Ubuntu machine, right?
Yeah, this got powered off. Maybe I think we need to start it again. So let's.
Yeah, you can do it.
So what command you mentioned?
So firstly, check this is your Ubuntu, right?
Yeah, Ubuntu. Yes.
So can you type uname -a?
Maybe you can type.
Let me ping you over chat. 1 second. Is that option? Okay, I can type, right? Uname -a. Okay. See, so AWS Ubuntu. Okay, but suppose you need more details in Ubuntu, we are running LSB underscore release. I think LSB release -a. See, so if you run this particular command in Ubuntu, so you will get this. So these are the distributor, okay, Ubuntu descriptions and release. Okay, so this will be the basic code name. And
Okay.
so yeah, these are the total memory, swap memory, and you want to see what are the processes running on your particular server.
This
So
memory is RAM memory, correct?
yes, so you need to run top command. Okay, so if you hit the top command, it will show you all the process ID. Okay, so right now nothing is running on your system. So see, if you see the this will be the process ID, this will be the user. So we are login using the root account. Okay, these are the CPU utilization. This is the memory utilization. So this type of basic details will get. So when we install lots, suppose you install the Java or Python or some other application here. So whatever consumption of that particular application about their CPU, RAM, memory, you will get it here. So with the help of that, you can identify. Suppose your instance is not working fine and it is very slow. So how you will identify? So basically, you directly run and you can hit the top command. So you will get to know that, yeah, suppose jab Java application is consuming 70 to 80% of CPU. That's why we can recognize that that particular instance is not working fine, or you want to stop or restart anything. So you will get that process ID from here. Okay, these are the PID. So and you can kill it. So whatever application or whatever thing is consuming more space, so you will get all the process ID, and there is command called process kill -9, and you can type the process ID. So Linux will kill that particular process. So like that, basically these things we are using when we are doing some troubleshooting. Okay, so suppose we have lots of the application running on the single server. So sometimes we face the slowness or lagginess on that particular server. So with the help of the top command, we can identify the issues.
Okay, okay. But yeah, memory wise, I can see, like I want to get complete system setup. We cannot get in one place, like CPU, memory, hard drive, everything. So in previous command, we can see like how much memory are there, but everything will not come in one frame.
There is I no, actually in Linux, suppose you want to grab the details for the memory. So there are a couple of commands like the free -h top command. Okay, so with the help of that, you will get the details related to the memory only. So there will be no such thing that you can just click on the properties and you will get the entire architecture like this is consuming that. I don't think we can get it.
Okay, should be fine then.
Yeah.
If maybe other people like Sonali, Pallavi, Vinay, anyone has anything to ask?
No, sir.
No, no, sir.
Mukesh had joined or not? Okay, fine then. I think like EC2 instance part, we are good. Maybe you can go with this Docker one, Kubernetes one. So you want to do in your system or you want to control my system only?
No, let me do it on my system only because I'm facing
Okay.
some slowness
Okay,
on that controlling. Yeah,
okay. Let me stop sharing and let me give you access.
please.
You can leave the control for me. Okay. Now you have access of screen sharing.
Hello.
Yes, Subham. Now you can share your screen.
Okay, let me show my screen. Okay, please confirm like if you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, yeah, you can see.
Okay, so let me log into my instance. Why nonsense? Okay. Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, it's visible. Oh, 1 minute, sorry. I can see. Can you share any window or anything?
Yes.
No, then it's not visible.
Unable to see.
Yes, one. We cannot see your screen.
Let me reshare it. Okay.
Now it's visible.
Okay. Is it visible now, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I will show you about like how we can create the containers and what is the basic of Docker. Actually, I have uh, just mentioned few of the basic things. I just keep that things from the official Docker documents. So you guys also check it from their official website. So you will get like all the documentation related to Docker. So I just want to ask you, like, do you have any idea about the Docker? Any one of you? What is the purpose of Docker?
On
Why
high,
Docker?
yeah, on high level, I know like it's a lightweight uh, operating system, you can say, lightweight server where we can run our application. So instead of virtual machine, it's uh, like you can say, okay, maybe better you can explain.
Okay, so see, so before that only Ravi explaining you guys like how we can create the instance. Okay, so in AWS, so basically with the help of AWS or any cloud providers. Okay, so whenever you want to install or configure, you want to deploy your application, you need server. Server are the basic things. Okay, on that particular server only you can boost and you can launch your instance. So like that, for our tutorial we are using the AWS. So there is option called EC2, so elastic compute cloud. So this is nothing but it is just way to call a virtual machine. Okay, somewhere it call as a EC2, someone call it as a virtual machine. Okay, so when suppose I want to create the EC2, okay, so just I need to follow some steps. Okay, so after that our server is launched, we are choosing some AMIs. Okay, that's why I explain you about the AMIs in deep. So AMIs are the operating system which we want to install on that particular server. So when we are performing that particular thing, it consumes lots of memory. Okay, so if you see any of the Red Hat machine size or any Ubuntu size, so by default that machine like that configuration size of that file is around 700 MB, around 1 GB, because there are lots of the dependencies available. Suppose you want to install the Ubuntu. Okay, so if you go here, basic Ubuntu installation on server. Okay, see, so if you want to install Ubuntu like you install on your EC2 instance, so the size available for Ubuntu is around 8 GB. Okay, so this is very huge. Okay, so whenever you are installing the Ubuntu on your server, you need to just block that particular size to consume it for your operating system. Okay, so if that is consumed by your operating system, so again you need to spend and you need to purchase the new memory options. There are lots of the other options available, so you need to pay for it. Okay, so basically in 8 GB, if you see inside that Ubuntu main folder, you will get the tar or var file. If you like, because whenever we are downloading anything, we'll get the output in a tar or var file, so we are extracting it and all the packet will be open. So it is combination of that only. So after extracting it, that particular file size is around 5 GB or 8 GB. Okay, so before containerization, we are using that approach. So when we are using that approach, so it is consuming more space because the libraries that they are using is basically not required for us. We only need to use that particular specific Ubuntu OS only, but to install that, we need to install all its library dependencies, and that files are consuming more and more space and memory. Okay, so what's the like better way that we can install and we can use, and after our use is done, we can just delete that particular thing. So to avoid this kind of issue, container comes into the picture. Okay, so basically container is also kind of virtual machine. Okay, it is not new. So like you have the instances, and with the help of that you are creating the server. Same, you have the container. Okay, so in instance also you launched one server, and upon that server you have put like before Ravi showing, he basically install the Java. So same on the container also you can do the same thing. But the only difference between to install anything on the container and into that instance is the file size. As compared to the instance operating system, if you install anything on the container, it will be very lightweight. Okay, so just now you see that is the file size of the Ubuntu. Now same Ubuntu, if you want to install on the container, so it will consume around 50 or 60 MB only. Okay, it will be like shrink more than 200 or 300%. Okay, so that's why people are moving with the container approach. Okay, because whenever we are working on any live server, there are lots of the things we need to install on our system, and we can't install each and every library. And sometimes suppose you install one thing and there is only one use case of that particular installation, but for that particular use you need to keep store that particular images of and library of that particular uh, config file. So to avoid this kind of issue, a container uh, comes into the market. Okay, so yeah, so this is basic about the container. And what we are installing on that container, basically we are containerization of the particular images, so that's why we are calling it as a containerization. Okay, so yeah, so basically with the help of the container, we can, container is a kind of single software package. Okay, and it will just shrink up the dependencies, and the application required to run, it will just have all the details for it, and with the help of that we can do our work. Okay, so this is about the container. and, and yeah, so and yeah, like Ravi said, so container is very lightweight, that's why it is widely used nowadays. Okay, so because it will shrink the required application and required software to like minimum MBs. Okay, so that's why all the things are now are available on the Docker image, and with the help of the Docker image we can pull and push our code. So show you. Okay, so basically I have taken that screenshot from the official Docker documents. Okay, so this is the example which I'm talking about. So if you see this particular thing, okay, I just show you. Okay, so if you want to install the Ubuntu from Ubuntu enterprise official like page, you need to install it. You need to spend your 8 GB, and it will consume this kind of GB. Okay, not 8 GB, at least it will consume 5 GB. But if you want to install Ubuntu image using the Docker, it will only consume 22 MB. See, that's the difference between the container applications and the virtual, like the server.
And this memory, what we are talking, this is RAM memory or it's a hard drive?
This is RAM memory only.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay. So basically, what we need to do, so we need to install Docker on our system. So Docker is basically suite. So like we have the Microsoft suite, right? So if you install the Microsoft, you will get the Outlook, PowerPoint, and many other things, right? So like Docker is kind of the suite. Inside the Docker, we have the Docker Swarm, you have the Docker engine, Docker client, Docker desktop. There are multiple things are available inside the Docker, and each have their own benefits and on their functionality. Okay, so yeah, so that's about the, okay, so this is the basically image. I put a screenshot of official image from the Docker Hub only. Okay, so if you want to install that image, so what you need to do, you have your own EC2 instance. On that EC2 instance, you already have your Docker installed. After that, just you need to run few basic command. Docker pull. So Docker will basically pull that image from the repository. Okay, so there are few more things like the Docker Hub. I will tell you later on. So you need to create your account. Okay, so once your account is created, Docker will immediately go there and it will just pull the image. And right now, most of the application, most of the software images are present in the Docker Hub. Okay, so Docker Hub is nothing but it is the remote repository or remote registry where all the enterprise application software images are present. Okay, so just you need to pull whatever. Suppose you need to pull the SonarQube image. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to run the Docker pull SonarQube on your server, so it will pull that particular image for you. Okay, it is just that easy. So there are a few basic commands just you need to learn, like the Docker pull, Docker push, and yeah, that's it. Docker build -t. So these are the few basic commands. And yeah, so let me explain you about the architecture. It is very straightforward, but yeah, there are lots of other things as well, but this is like how it looks like on the high level. So if you see in Docker, these are the three important components we can say. One is the Docker client, one is the Docker host, another one is the registry. So Docker client is what we are, uh, suppose I have installed Docker in my EC2 instance. Now I want to push anything or I want to pull anything. Okay, so that all the task which I am using it using the my CLI, so that will be taken care by the Docker client. Okay, so in Docker client we have the commands like the Docker pull, Docker run, Docker build. Okay, so it is like there are a few other commands also. So with the help of the Docker client, we can communicate with the Docker host. Okay. Second, Docker host. So Docker host is a Docker daemon. It is a place where the containers and the images are created. And we have the registry. Registry is kind of remote location where all the images are present. Okay, so let me show you the registry first. So registry is nothing but it is Docker Hub official account. Okay, you guys also can just signing up using your credential and username, and it is just free. Okay, so if you see here, this is the official registry of the Docker Hub. All the images, okay, is present here. Suppose you want to install the Nginx, Python, MySQL, whatever it is, Docker Labs and Postgres. Okay, so you need to select it or you can search it here as well. Okay, and just you need to copy that and you need to run Docker pull Postgres so from your server. So it will just pull that image and it will install it. Okay, it is that easy only. And I suppose Postgres will take around 10 GB. So if you install it using that particular image, it will only consume 100 to 200 MB only. Okay, So you will get all like mostly Nginx, Ubuntu, Red Hat, and whatever it is, CloudFormation, Terraform, all the images are present here only. It is open source. Anyone can download anything from here. Okay, but now Docker is no more open source. Previously, like anyone can push and pull anything, but now we need to pay for it, licensing. It is now in the enterprise version level, but for like reference purpose and for testing purpose we can use it. Just we need to create our account. Okay, and in Docker we have the two important things. One is the container, one is the image. Okay, so if you see here, container are, just remember, container are the servers, running server. Okay, and images are the AMIs. Okay, so like before that, how Ravi created the instances, he follow the 7 steps. He choose the EMI first, and in last he just launched the instance, so your server is up. So the server which is up, where he is running the commands and he will showing you to install the Java, that is your container. Okay, the running image is your container, and what inside that container is running, that is the image. Okay, so suppose you are running Ubuntu, just he showed, right? So Ubuntu was installed, so that Ubuntu was the uh, image. So whenever you are pulling anything from the registry, official registry, it will give you the image only. Okay, so how it will, that process will go. Suppose you want to install Nginx on your machine. Okay, straightforward thing. So what you will do, you can't create direct container. Okay, so you need to run docker pull Nginx. Okay, so what Docker will do, Docker go to that particular registry, Docker pull image of that particular Nginx. Okay, after that you need to run it, and with after you run it, it will create container out of it. Okay, so image is static and container are running kind of object, you can consume it. You can't directly create container. Okay, with the help of the image only you can create the container. I hope that makes sense, because yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is something.
One quick question here. So whenever like we need to perform all these things, so first thing we need to install the Docker, correct? So
Yes,
that
exactly.
installation of Docker is, that is Docker host.
That is Docker client. Yes.
Okay, installation of Docker is Docker client.
Yes.
Okay. And when we
You
will
can call it as a Docker host only. That is the workstation, and what command you are operating on the Docker host or Docker daemon is the Docker client commands.
okay, okay.
Yeah, and that registry is nothing but it is what you are pulling from the official Docker hub uh, registry. You can call it as a registry, or
Hmm.
where we have all the images available.
And if due to some reason, let's say I want some application from Docker and that application is not available on Docker Hub.
Yeah, exactly. So there is one more thing in Docker, we can create the Docker file. Okay, so suppose you want to create any of the application, or any, suppose MuleSoft, anything which is not available here. Okay, so with the help of the Docker file you can create it. Okay, so yeah, you can do it using the Docker file.
Okay.
But most of the things will be available here only.
Yeah, yeah. Ideally, I think they should take care. Like they mostly take care everything. So
Yes.
could be there. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of the things, so suppose, see, like that only. Yeah, I hope you are aware about the API gateways. So there are lots of the API gateways are available. So AWS provide the API gateway. We have the Kong API gateway.
Yeah.
But suppose I want to use my own API gateway. So what I will do, I will write it using the Groovy. Okay, and I will push it. Okay, so that is particular used by me only. Okay, so that are the open source API gateways. So same thing we can do here also. Suppose you have your own new application. Suppose you have the Shubham gateway application. Now it will not available here. So what you will do, you will create it using the Docker file, and you can push it to the Docker hub if you want. So anyone can use your image if they want to run it for that particular image, a particular application like the Shubham gateway. So like that also we can do. Let me sign in here. Okay. So I just logged into my account. You guys also create that particular thing because it won't charge you anything, but you will get lots of the thing here. Okay. So see, create a repository. We can create our own repository also. Okay. And I'm talking about that particular thing, Docker desktop. So previously that Docker desktop was like comes under the free tier. Anyone can use that particular Docker application and Docker desktop. Now it is not under the free tier. If we install it, they will provide us a limited read and write access only. But if we want to use all their feature, then they ask us to pay like enterprise version, to upgrade to enterprise version. That for that we need to pay. See, and we can also create our organization. So suppose we have a team called XYZ. Now we have the total 17 members, and we want to create the new application where we require everything will be new. And so how we can do, we can create our organization, and with the help of the Docker file, we can pull and push our code to that particular platform. Okay. And this Docker Hub, we are also using this Docker Hub to like on the deployment purpose when we are creating the CI/CD pipeline, right? So usually, suppose you want to deploy any Nginx application. So once your code is successfully built, after that you need to store that image somewhere. So Kubernetes or some other deployment tool will fetch it and deploy that particular image to the server. So we can also store that image in the Docker Hub inside our organization. Okay. So if it is public, so anyone can access it, and if it is private, then we need to like create. We need to firstly sync it using the username, ID, and password. So if you see here, suppose you want to integrate, that is the basic thing which we are doing. Suppose you have your own GitHub account. Now you want to integrate that whatever building image or code I am doing, I want to push it to the Docker so anyone can see it, right? After that particular image. So how you will authenticate and how you will generate the communication between Docker Hub and the Git. So what you need to do, there is option called security. Yeah, see, there is option called access token. Okay, so if you click on the access token, you will get some accent, see, some whatever it is. And if you generate it, it will generate one token. Okay, you just need to copy that token. You need to go to your GitHub account, and there is option to sync GitHub with Docker. Okay, and with the help of that token, you can pass that token to that Git ID. So once you pass that token to Git ID, it will just do the authentication. So your Git is authenticated with the Docker. So from directly Git, you can pull and push images to your Docker account. So organization doing this kind of approach. So in my previous project, we are also used to doing this kind of things. But after that, it is comes into the enterprise version. So we just leave it. Yeah. I hope that makes sense, right? Because
Yeah, for me it's clear.
uh,
Maybe Subham, let's give time for everyone. Okay. So far we discussed lots of things. So we have
yeah.
few full-time employee and few interns also.
Mhm.
I'm not sure for their base side, they are good with everything or not. But let me ask few key people, okay? They are getting everything or not.
Sure, sure, sure.
So Vinay, Sabini, and Pallavi, are you getting everything?
We understanding a little bit. We need to explore it. So as of now, just getting the overall info. So when we go through it, so we'll better understand it.
Okay, okay. What about
Yes,
salary?
yes, sir, same for me. Yes, sir, same for me.
Okay, okay.
So by meantime, what you guys will do, you will firstly create your free tier account with AWS. Okay.
Yes.
After
Okay.
that, whenever you are following any of the documentation, right? So better go with the official documentation, because if you go with the official documentation, you will get each and everything in very systematic manner. Because if you Google anything, so there are lots of other documents are also available, so you might get confused. Because uh, everyone, like all the enterprise and all the companies are using tools according to their requirements. Some using Docker Hub to store their code as artifacts. Some using their Docker Hub to just secure their images, okay, to expose to internet. Okay, so the best way is to just open the official documentation and go one by one. You will get and you will understand each and everything.
Yeah, okay, Shivam.
So if you are good, then let me quickly create one instance, and for now we'll try to install the Docker on that particular instance. Let me do it, okay? Actually, it's new for me as well. If you face any issue, then yeah, we'll troubleshoot it. Long back, I created using the Terraform. Okay, so this board just launch without keys. I think just give me 2 minutes. I will be back. Okay.
Yeah, hi.
So I just launched my instance. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on that particular server, we'll install the Docker first. Okay, and let's see how it goes. Yes. Okay, so just check the uptime 4 minutes ago. And basically, what I'm doing is I always try to update. So it will just update all the packages. So whenever you are installing or any of the server, so make sure just you need to you can run that particular command. So it will just update all the recommended packages. Okay, so packages installed. Okay. So this is my Linux Ubuntu. Yeah, this the configuration. Now we need to install it. Okay, so sudo install file. So I just know this. Let me double check it. See, so this is the official document. So always go with the official documents. Sudo apt to install Docker IO. Okay, so when you install the configuration package, that's to mention the official packages to install all the person. Test sudo apt install Docker IO Docker compose it not. Let me try to install this on the other. So Docker is installed. Now we need to up the Docker daemon. So start. Let me run anything Docker run. Permission denied. Permission by trying to connect Docker daemon. That's my Docker. CG. Okay, Docker is up. Permission denied by try to container create. So access to define socket. Check. Sorry, okay. It is next version. Packages are not should work. It's installed now, right? Oh, just a second. Sudo करना. Okay. Yeah. So just let me finish the configuration, then I will. Okay. So what I did, I will explain you from scratch. I just follow the official documents. So firstly, what we did, we install, we launch one EC2 instance. Okay, I run the update command. So the dependencies and the packages which are available is updated. After that, uh, so basically this is the command. With the help of that, we can install the docker.io. So docker.io is the package. So inside that, we'll get the Docker and all those dependencies. So sudo apt install docker.io and I put -y. So -y is nothing but it just say yes to all the required parameter, because if I not provide the -y, so somewhere it will ask, do you need to install this? Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. But by default, we need to install each and everything. So I just put -y here. Okay, so it will just run few of the packages, reading and all those things, and Docker is installed. Okay, and Docker is installed. Okay, after that, so once our service is installed, we need to check its status. So basically, always we need to run sudo service docker status. Okay, why I run directly start? Because I know just now we have installed the Docker, so it will like in stop state only. So I just run the Docker service, sudo service docker start. So why I put the sudo? Because I'm into my local user. If I give your sudo -i and if I run the service docker start, it will work. But I'm not into my root account, that's why I put sudo. So sudo service docker start. Okay, so Docker is started. After that, we can check it using the status. So when we run the Docker status command, it just say the status of the Docker. If Docker is up and running, so this is the basic kind of hello world things which I get from the official document. So if basically we run this Docker run hello world, if we everything installation is good, we'll get output like that your docker is installed and something like that. So after that thing, I got the output like see the pull image is completed. Okay, downloaded newer image of hello world latest hello from the docker. Okay, so just we get confirmation our particular docker image hello image is downloaded from the docker hub and our docker is up and running fine. Now let me clear this. Okay, now in my Ubuntu server I have installed Docker. Now I want to play, I want to pull image from the Docker hub. I want to, let's firstly work on the pull things. Suppose now you want to install Ubuntu or any Red Hat thing. So what you will do, just you need to run the Docker pull and you will copy the image name from the Docker hub. So before starting this, what you need to do, you need to create the Docker hub account. Okay, so I just already created. So let me share you the official link. Just a second. Okay, so once you install that Docker on your system, you need to create your account on the Docker hub. So if you click here and you can follow, you can pass your email ID, password, so your account will be created. I just have my Docker account, so I logged in using my same username and password. You can also create it. Now click on Docker Hub. Suppose you want to pull anything, right? So we'll look into it how we can pull anything. you want to install. Okay, so this is the Docker official image. You can copy it. Also, you will get unofficial things also here. Let me show you that as well. Okay, so see, there are 10,000 plus images are available here. So you can choose your image type, plugin type. Trusted content means this is the verified publisher. Okay, and operating system you can choose. You can choose the architecture. If you see here, you will get lots of the official images, which is pushed by the official companies only. So the Redis, these are the official images from the Redis only. Okay, suppose you want to install. Let's try to install Python. So pull Docker. Okay, server. Before that, let me show you how many images are running right now. So the command to check is docker ps okay. So I just sudo into, like I am right now in my root account. And if you run this particular command docker ps-m, so it will show how many images are present in your system. Okay. You remember we run hello world 2 times. That's why it's showing 2 images of the hello world only. Okay. So basically Docker PS process status -a will check for the container. So this is the basic command which we are always running to check all the images are available. Now we only have the 2 images. Now we are going to install image of Python. Okay. So copy this. Just Docker pull Python. Enter. Okay. So if you see here, downloaded, completed. Now again, if I run docker -a, is that image? Yes. Docker library Python latest. try to install some other images. Let's try to install MySQL. So just pull it. But run. Let me pull this again. Downloaded success. Hyphen a run. Okay, we need to specify some password. That's why it's okay. Yeah. So let me give you what I did. Okay. So let me explain you from the scratch only. Okay. So firstly, we have installed the Docker here. Now, whatever image we want to pull to our instance, just we can directly get it from official Docker registry. Suppose just now I pull MySQL. So what we need to do, we can pull it, Docker pull SQL, and after that we need to run it. Okay. So once we run, then only the container will up, right? So that's why it will not show on the pull images. We need to run the Docker pull image, pull MySQL. After that, you need to run Docker run MySQL. Once you run the run SQL, it will show here. So to check it, the command to check is Docker ps hyphen a. Okay, so see that MySQL image is present, Docker image is present. Previously, we have pulled the Python image. So Python image is present, and these are the previous images. Like that, we can pull anything from our repo. Okay. And if you have not created your account, then also you will able to pull anything from the registry, because once you install the Docker on your system, by default that Docker will be linked to the main registry where all the images are present. So it is not required or mandatory you to install and configure the Docker hub, but just because whenever you are pulling anything, you should uh, have the right naming convention. You should have the proper name, tags, everything. So to check and configure this better, you can create your official document. Okay, so with the help of that, we can pull it. So right now, from now, like anyone have any question? Hello.
Yeah, not now.
Okay. So it won't work here because for that we need to create the Docker file separately. Let me run the Docker images. Okay, so I have the 4 images here. Docker -a. So these are the containers. Okay. So one more important thing here. So I told you about that thing regarding the container and image. Okay. So whenever we want to pull anything or install anything, we are pulling the image. Okay. So out of that image, we are creating the container. So if you see here, if you run Docker images, okay. So sorry, Docker. Okay, if you run the Docker images, so these are the images, Docker, MySQL, Python, and Hello World, which we pull from the main Docker Hub registry. Okay, to with the help of that command, we pull that image. But if without running that image, you can't create the container out of it. Okay, so that is the first thing. So with the help of the Docker images, you will get to know what are the images present in your system. So Docker images, these are the 4 images. Now you want to check or you want to run it, whatever images. So like previously I told you, right? So you need to run the Docker run and the command name, so that particular image will run. So we already run it. So just check it using the Docker ps-a. So which give us a details about the containers. Okay, so MySQL is created. So out of that image, MySQL image, container is created. So this is the container ID. See, if you see here, these are the created time, status, and these are the names. We can also provide our names. So there are command. Actually, I need to check that main commands. So I will check and I will update you. So when you create that image, and if you want to put your name as a tag, so that is also you can provide here. The port option is not enabled now because we can enable port using the Docker file. So that is another concept, another topic will we discuss when we discuss about the Docker file. So basically this is the one approach. With the help of the Docker pull, Docker run, Docker push, we can pull images from the Docker Hub account, and we can create the container using the run command. Okay, the another way to create the images is using the Docker file. Okay, so that is totally different concept. So when we are creating the Docker file, we are not pulling anything from the Docker Hub. So we are writing, we are providing the statements. So yeah, okay, we'll discuss that on the next lecture only. Otherwise, you will get confused. So like that, we can pull and push Docker images, and with the help of that images, we can create the container. And here also, whenever the container is needed, we can use it. And suppose you don't require that container, right? So you can delete the container using the Docker rm command. So all the spaces occupied by the container will be just removed. So whatever resources are used and whatever the dependency used by that particular image, everything will be removed. Okay, so that is also the advantage of using the Docker, because suppose you want to install one of the server, okay, on your EC2 instance. So what you will do, you need to create the MySQL instance, and all the database, all the storage properties, all the dependency library are will be stored on that particular server only. But because of that one use case, you can't delete or you can't remove, you can't touch that particular file, and the unwanted storage files will be occupied. With the help of the Docker container, you can install the image, you can create the container. Once your task is over, you can just close it. Okay, all your data will be like store on the backend. Here also we have the concept called the persistent volume. Okay, if we put that on when we are creating a Docker file, so their volume will be stored, in within like 1 or 2 MB. In future, if you want to create the same configuration MySQL, so you can just call it and you can tag it with the volume ID which you attach. So your MySQL instance again will be up. Okay, so that is like plus and very advanced feature of container, we can say. So like that we are using on our live environment and our production environments. So usually we are not using docker pull, docker push. We created the docker file only, but to writing the docker file, to understand the docker file, how docker file works, firstly you should know the concept of the docker images, docker pull, docker commands. Okay, what is the registry, what is the difference between the docker what we have docker container and image, because some people get confused between the docker images and docker container. You just need to make sure images are static. Okay, with the help of image you are creating the container. Okay, and you can't share the running container to other person. Suppose you are the developer. Okay, you have created one file. Now you want to provide that file to some testing guy, so you can't share the container ID or container details to that QA team. What you need to do, firstly you need to make you need to create the image. Out of that image you need to create the container. You need to save the container. Again you need to create the image of your running container, and you need to share that image. Always we are sharing, we are pull and pushing images, not the container. Container are servers. We can't share server to anyone. We only share the images. And yeah, so that's the main difference between the container and images. You just need to make sure that you won't get confused between that. I
Yeah.
think
Sorry to interrupt. Hello.
yes, Vinay.
Shubham, other than this, other than the basic documentation provided by this Docker, do you have any playlist to understand the basic concept of this?
Basic what?
Uh,
Your voice is
basic
breaking.
understanding of playlist. Can you suggest some good playlist to basic understanding of it to get some basic understanding?
So for that you can follow the Udemy. Actually, I always go with the official documentation. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yes.
you will get, yeah, but if you want to watch some videos, so better you will go and watch the Udemy. But these are the basic concept: Docker architecture, host driven client, Docker pull, push, run commands, build command. Okay, container and images, what is the registry. Without knowing this you can't go ahead with the Docker compose, Docker file, how to write the Docker file. There are lots of the
Okay.
statements. We need to open the ports. What is the port, what is the persistent volume, how we are
Mhm.
passing that volume. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so to go with that topic, uh, this thing should be clear first. And that's what I'm saying. We are in like on some live project, we are not using the pull and push command. So usually what we are doing, we are writing the Docker file and we are calling that Docker file on the environment specific, and we are putting that Docker file on the Git. Okay, so
Okay.
after that I will move on that area only, and I will show you how to write the Docker file, what is Docker file. Okay, what is the advantage of Docker file. There is one more concept called the multi-stage Docker file. We can create multiple images what we want to create with the help of the single Docker file. And there is one more thing, we can't create the multiple Docker file. Okay, it should always be single Docker file in your system. Okay, you can't create the Docker file 1, Docker file 2, Docker file 3. No, there will be only single Docker file. Okay, and on that single Docker file only you can create things what you want to create. You can't give another name like Docker 1, Docker 2, Docker file 3. It won't work. So that are some like high level concept. So we'll discuss on like definitely on the next meetup. If I discuss now, then definitely you guys will be
Sure,
like mixed up on the things. Yeah.
sure, Shubham. Thank you.
And if I found any documentation, so I will share with our group, so you guys will look into it. So that document I
Sure,
pasted
sure.
in the official only. So yeah, if I found any relevant thing, then definitely I will share with you. So you guys can just go through the topics and concept. And after that, if you have any questions, so definitely next time whenever we connect, you can ask your question. And one more thing, just for sets side, whenever you are like seeing these things, right? It's how I created, how I'm working. Try to configure by your own also, because when we are working on the things, right? So like
Yeah.
most of the time we are stuck in some places. So
Mm-hmm.
if you work on that thing only, then only we will understand, because right now everything on the testing environment. If you are deploying on the production or the live environment, so you will not, if you are not practice more, then if anything goes wrong, so you will not identify the issue. So because now like lots of the free resources are available. So I only recommend one thing: always go with the official documentation, because uh, I suffer a lot because of I follow any of the documentation, and due to that configuration changes, we are stuck. So we don't want to stuck due to some bad documentation, right? Now we are in testing phase. If we stuck anywhere, we have chances to delete and re-trigger it again. But when we will work on the production one, so we make sure that whatever we are using have the official documentation for.
Yep.
Hello, Ravi. Okay, so any other have any kind of confusion or any doubt related to the AWS and whatever we have discussed now?
Yeah, no, Shubham. I'm good from my side.
Is Ravi here?
Yeah, okay, Shubham. Then we can have a word with Ravi, and then we have to join another call. So that's it for today, right?
Yeah, so that's it for today. We'll discuss about other topics like the Docker files, Compose, other things in the next lecture.
Okay. I think I just now got message from Sharma. I think Ravi is in
Actually,
other
Vinay,
meeting.
your voice
So
is
if it is the end, then we can wrap up today.
actually your voice is breaking.
Okay. Maybe due to some network issue. Maybe some network issue from my side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Ravi is in the meeting. Actually, I got message from Shalini. So
Okay.
yeah. Yes. Thank you, Shubham. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.